Josh Ward joins us now. We absolutely love him, and he's got a fantastic piece on offthehooksports.com that takes a look at the players that Nico will be able to depend on based off their play against Iowa. First of all, Josh, just let me get your thoughts. How are you?
I'm good. Hope you guys are.
Never better. Listen to you doing a little Twitter space last night. It was a fantastic job as always. Now, Josh, as far as Tennessee's play against Iowa, you were going to judge the players, the support players on offense that were going to be able to help Nico into the future. But you have to kind of go into that in some sense with a notion that I was pretty good defensively. So as you went into that project, what was kind of your parameters of the guys that could have the biggest impact into the future?
Well, I started just knowing who's going to have an opportunity immediately. And that's why I started the piece with Dylan Sampson, because he was taking over the starting running back role at the same time that Nico was taking over the QB1 role, and they were kind of doing it together. Dylan's older. He's played a lot more, of course, but I wanted to see how does he handle a big workload? How big of a workload does Tennessee give him? And it ended up being a big one, 20 carries. He continued to show the playmaking ability. He made a great play where he could have been taken down around the line of scrimmage, was able to escape, get to his left, and picked up 7 or 8 yards on the play. His ability to escape, his ability to hit big plays, Sampson's ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, he can do a lot in this offense. And I know wearing number 6 and with his burst, there's the Alvin Kamara comparison. If you want to make that, that's fine. I don't know how fair that is, considering we've seen Kamara play at an elite level in the NFL. But for Tennessee and the offense, I get it, because he has special playmaking ability and he can be dangerous in the red zone, just like Nico showed that he could be, running for 3 touchdowns the other day. And that combination gives us an idea of what Tennessee will try to do starting out in 2024.
Josh's appearance on Thursdays, along with Ron Slays, is brought to you by Dynasty Pools and Spas. Imagine having the best spas made right here in the U.S. in your backyard. That's in Athens. Their showroom is there, and they deliver. If you're in Knoxville, Chattanooga, get there and get a Dynasty Pool and Spa. It's just absolutely phenomenal. They've got all the best chemicals in the world for your pools, and your spas. So you've got to check out Dynasty Pools and Spas. They are awesome. All right, Caleb Calhoun, before we get to 4 downs, brought to you by Dynasty Pools and Spas, what would you like to ask Mr. Ward?
Josh, before we get to 4 downs, were you concerned about the fact at all that, and part of this had to do with Sampson, because I think you and I could have whipped a block from Sampson, because he's the worst pass blocker I think I've seen in the history of mankind.
I see the comments in the chat, by the way. He needs to be better. For anybody that wondered why doesn't he play more during the season when Jalen Wright and Jabari Small played so much, and nobody should be wondering why Jalen Wright played as much as he did. The question be, should he have played more? He averaged more than 7 yards a carry and hit 1,000 yards. But the answer for Sampson would be concerned with his pass protection.
Right. And so where I was getting with that was, now part of this was they had a makeshift offensive line out there that won't be there next year, but were you concerned about the number of hits Nico took in the game? Because Dave and I had a debate yesterday, should Nico started all year? And I'm thinking if Nico took that many hits every game, he wouldn't have been playing by week 5 of this season, because it just seemed like he got hit a lot against Iowa.
Yeah, I mean, the box score shows 15 hits just on sacks and carries, and then other plays where he's hit in past plays. That was a concern during the regular season. Whether it was justified or not, it was, and it's not difficult to explain why that was a concern. So that'll be one of the biggest talking points of the offseason. We talk about negative what-if scenarios. What if Nico gets hurt? Because it could absolutely happen. Then Tennessee's season goes in a bad direction, most likely. So protecting him and doing everything they can to have him the entire season will be high on the priority list.
Yep. And then somebody referring to Tyree West as Ronnie Whole Lot. So it's because he's big, Josh. You get that?
Oh, is that what it meant?
No. Josh is
A
smiling.
whole lot of laughs out of that one.
Yeah, well, whatever. You've gotten so used to my corny jokes that you don't laugh at them, but I see you smile and you're giggling on the inside.
No, that's pretty good. Ronnie Lott's one of those names, by the way, that needs to be brought up more because too much time has passed since he plays, and he is an all-timer, no matter the generation. So we're passing now too many generations where we have to talk about players that were something that the youth, Dave, need to know about.
Well, I mean, you do know Ronnie Lott and I have something in common, right? You do that?
What is
do
it?
You? Okay. We're both missing a digit. He had a pinky finger taken off so he can continue to compete in the playoffs one year, and I thought it would be wise to attack a lawnmower. So it wasn't. So I'm missing a pinky toe. He's missing a pinky finger. Josh, which is worse to live without?
Well, the pinky toe is a valuable appendage.
No, it's not. It's really not. I've never ever missed it in my life. The pinky finger, everybody's gonna ask about. All right, let's get to 4 downs right now. Now brought to you by Dynasty Pulls and Spas off those boards. That's the wrong sounder. Let's try that again. What am I doing? And Coop, what should people do?
Cooper Mays here. Hit like and subscribe.
Beautiful.
4 Downs brought to you by Dynasty Spas, the most comfortable spas made in the United States of America, right here in East Tennessee. Drop in for the all-new showroom in Athens. Dynasty Spas, perfect for all 4 seasons. 4 Downs, presented by Off the Hook Sports.
All right, we'll visit with Cooper Mays later today. That'll be on the page, so make sure you have your notifications on. If you hit like and subscribe, we're looking forward to that. And Jacob Warren very soon. What down is it there, Coop?
Coop here. First down.
Oh, yeah. All right. We talked about Dylan Sampson quite a bit. Do you get any feel from people you talk to that his lack of pass protection is an effort thing, or is it a technique thing? Usually it's an effort thing, but I want to get your thoughts on anything you might have heard.
Well, I think it's fair to wonder about effort behind the scenes and what we don't see, practice, workouts, time on your own to improve. One thing that doesn't help Dylan Sampson is he's not very big. And when you're taking on big guys that you have to block, it's going to be more challenging at his size. But how much work has gone into becoming a better pass protector? I don't know, but he needs to be better in 2024. What we know is that coaching staff still believes he's the next guy up. They gave him that opportunity against an Iowa defense that they had a lot of respect for going in, and they knew that they would try to hit Nico and ended up doing that. But Tennessee staff said, we're going to play Dylan a lot. Now, the other options were freshmen, I recognize, but how much does that change next year? Cameron Seldon is a player that we'll talk about a lot this offseason and how big of a role he can play, but Sampson needs to get better because he's going to play a lot and will go in as the top guy at running back in the upcoming season.
All righty, let's go to 2nd down as we jump in the hot tub with Cooper Mays.
Cooper Mays here. 2nd down.
What do you got, Caleb?
John, listen to me. Sorry, Josh. I apologize.
It's a
Too
John
many
Adams that you
names.
may have heard of.
Yes.
Or John Ward.
Or John Ward. That's true. Josh, I hate to sound like I'm the consistent negative Nancy of Tennessee's running backs today, but I know you talked about Cam Seldon looking solid. What did you make of his horrible vision, though? There was a 3rd and 1 that he had a clear first down where he took an angle that Trent Richardson probably could have taken. That looked like the angle Trent Richardson took with the Raiders in that one NFL meme. You know the one I'm talking about? That's so bad. Is there a concern with Cam Seldon's vision long term because of that? Because it was bad.
Maybe so. I think you're the vision judge of running backs. We've had running back vision conversations here the last few weeks. So part of my thought with Seldon is in high school, how much between the tackles, go pick up yardage opportunities did he have versus he was an open field guy. He's still learning the running back position. What I trust is that Seldon is a high level athlete. He has really good size. You don't make too many, or you don't find too many athletes that are 220 plus pounds that can run the way that he does. But hey, go get us a yard that's something that he's still probably learning about, that there's time to dance to try to make guys miss and get a big gain versus just get us to the next down. And that's probably something that he has to learn. So his vision, I don't know. It's the first time we've really seen him play meaningful snaps at the position all season long. But I say, when I say solid, I feel comfortable saying that with his performance, because he showed that he can play in the SEC, I believe. Now, can he become what they hoped when they signed him as an elite player in the SEC? That's obviously to be determined.
Well, let me ask you this, because you were pretty high on him in the offseason. I was a little hesitant because I've seen guys have good springs and not be a factor in the fall. What did you think of the fact that he wasn't a factor as much in the fall? Were you surprised?
Well, if I knew that all three guys would stay completely healthy all season, I wouldn't have expected him to get much of an opportunity. I thought that at some point that would come because of the position that he plays, but it did not. Also, Sampson, the way that he played in the opener, scoring 4 touchdowns, kind of established himself as one of the top 3, because I think that might have still been in question if he didn't have success. But he did, and there was no question about who the top 3 guys would be. So, no, I didn't think anything of Selden's lack of opportunity in the regular season. He got a big opportunity in terms of carries and workload in the bowl game, and I think he'll get more of that in 2024.
Yeah, Derek says kind of like a Tony Pollard. I kind of like that comparison even more than Alvin Kamara, who I think is a little bit more of a stout, stronger runner, but I do like that.
Yeah, Kamara, I don't think a lot of people recognize how big he is. I mean, he's a legit 215 pounds. Kamara's the real deal. So it's unfair for almost anybody to be compared to what he is at his size, sneaky big with elite elusive ability and ability to catch the football. At Tennessee, he showed what kind of receiver he was. We talk about his lack of usage. Not in the pass game. He was heavily involved as a pass catcher, and we saw everything come together in New Orleans.
I'd be willing to bet if you
Go
stand in an elevator at a Las Vegas casino, you probably know how big Alvin Kamara is.
Oh, man.
You see what I can do? I mean, this is brutal. By the way, Josh, congratulations. You're going to be on the Tri-Cities as well. So pass that along before you get the third down.
Yeah, 6:40 a.m., the Sports Monster up in the Tri-Cities area. Big Tennessee fans up in that area, so we're excited that starting on Monday, we'll simulcast Monday through Friday, 12 to 3.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll appreciate that because they've been used to carrying Eric Ainge. You don't know what he's going to say.
This is my second time to replace Jim Rome. Not taking any shots here. He's obviously had tremendous success, but in East Tennessee, it has not worked. And with the Sports Animal back in 2008, had a chance to be a part of the local show to replace Jim Rome. And now we'll get a chance to do that up in the Tri-Cities. So hopefully a lot of people will be able to tune in and catch more Tennessee talk.
Before we get to those wide receivers, can you say rack 'em Jim Rome style for me?
I cannot.
Please.
No, I did. What do they call it? Not smack off. Is that right?
Yeah, they do it at the end of every year. It's the worst show in the history of radio.
It's so weird and wild. So if you're into that, it's quite a show. If you're not, then the same applies.
Yeah, if you're into cocaine, I hear it's fun, but I'm not into that.
Tennessee center Cooper Mays here. Third down.
Okay, what do you got for third down, Caleb?
Josh, you mentioned the receivers. And you mentioned Squirrel White, Caleb Webb, and Chaz Nimrod, but can we really glean anything into the game? Because it seemed like they schemed most of the passing game around Ramel Keaton, who didn't really have a great final game at Tennessee because of the drop and the missed touchdown pass. But given that he's gone, and given the fact that you got so many receivers coming in, plus Rue McCoy coming back, how much can we glean from what we saw in the Citrus Bowl with the receivers?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of the conversation around the position is about Brew coming back, Brazel coming in from Tulane as a transfer, and what kind of opportunity the freshman might have. Dante Thornton, when he comes back from injury, better recognize he's not going to be given the same opportunity he was as a transfer coming in from Oregon. There's more competition, even if he's going to play on the outside. And for Nimrod and Webb, we'll see. I think their potential is good, but the entire room, I think we're talking about potential, not what's proven. There are reasons to be excited about Brazel coming in from Tulane. There are reasons to be excited about Brew coming back. All of this matters. To me, it's more about, can they get to what the ceiling is? The ceiling looks pretty high, but what impact can Mike Matthews make as a true freshman, highly touted? He and Staley have 8.5 months to get ready from arriving during bowl practice to the start of the season at the end of August. So they have a lot of time. Will they get a big opportunity? I don't know. Where's Brew McCoy coming back from his injury? We know that he's a tough guy that you can count on. And I think him bringing the leadership back to the room really matters because they need to push each other this offseason to all become better. They have good athletes in the room. They have more depth than this past season, but nobody's really proven that he's ready to go become an all SEC level wide receiver.
All righty. And lastly, it is fourth down.
All SEC center Cooper Mays here. Fourth down.
All right, who else? Tight ends? Did you see anybody else that maybe we, especially the tight ends, that maybe we haven't discussed at this point?
I mean, I saw more shots of Holden Stace on the sideline than Ethan Davis. So,
the Notre Dame transfer, for those that don't know, the tight end. Yeah,
he was there on the sideline wearing his jersey, which is great. And he was an important pickup. But again, that we'll see what kind of impact he makes. The offense is going to be different. So, no, I have no idea.
Yeah, I was like, look at that Holden guy, man. He's able to catch those warm-up passes from Nico. That guy's amazing.
Yeah, we'll see. No joke, the Ethan Davis catch in the orange and white game from Nico is a play that a lot of us have referenced because the throw by Nico was an example of the kind of skill he has. And he made another great throw to the sideline on the run that Ramel Keaton came down with in the bowl game. But we saw Ethan Davis make that play in the spring game. But that's really the last we've seen of Ethan Davis.
Yep, very true.